When a yoga teacher is developing into a yoga therapist, there are several shifts that happen internally. One is the felt sense of our role, the honor of the role that we're about to provide as a yoga therapist. As a yoga teacher, I really enjoy teaching public classes. It's fun, we build camaraderie, there's a sense of connection. I bring in the ancient teachings of yoga as taught to me by my teachers. I want to see students thrive in their health and their well-being. There's some intimacy in my public classes, in the discussion and the philosophy and the practice. When we shift into the role of yoga therapist, that context changes the responsibility that I feel on the inside for really uniquely helping this student to awaken, to seeing themselves in the way that I see them through the lens of yoga. In other words, seeing themselves unconditionally, with positive regard, as an individual working through some issues in their life with earnestness, with courage, with potential. And as I'm seeing all of that, my responsibility is to, as much as possible, be a vessel that is available for the reciprocity between us, not preoccupied by my own material, my own conditioning and mental habits, and really in the neurobiological co-regulating potential of the relationship, one-to-one, from yoga therapist to yoga student. Not a sense of hierarchy per se, but a sense that I may be the more resourced of the two of us in life at this time, and in the session, it's my responsibility to be the more resourced human being between the two of us, so that this resourcing creates a container in which their process can unfold. One of the things that's most healing in yoga therapy, in addition to all the tools and the skills and the philosophy and psychology of yoga, one of the most beneficial things is really in real time, present moment experience, the felt sense of being held in love and positive regard without conditions is tremendously healing to the part of us for whom, when we had difficult experiences earlier in life, the kinds that became embedded body memories and narratives about what's wrong with us, when we had those experiences, there wasn't enough resource for us to feel seen, heard, held, and loved. Therefore, those things got stored in us. And now as they surface in the yoga therapy relationship, when we hold that for the student as a possibility, healing occurs. Like, I, in my deepest presence, see this person unfolding so beautifully, and without conditions, I can keep offering that to them. So what we develop in ourselves, what's different for me on the inside, is a sense of the grace and the sovereignty and the huge presence and possibility between me and the student. In a classroom, I certainly see that and I feel that, but I'm leading a yoga class as opposed to preparing a space in which yoga can be experienced by my student in a yoga therapy session. By the space, I mean the energetic experience between the two of us and the larger tradition of yoga being there and fusing the present moment with us. One way that I rely on my teachers when I'm in session as a yoga therapist is the felt sense of how they loved, cared for, and offered unconditional positive regard towards me. So I've been a student of my teachers and my yoga therapists, and I feel that in them, and I sense them in my body, in my heart, in my psyche, and I'm able to offer that also to my students. So it's not just a matter of being like extra kind or compassionate with a student, it's really the sense that this thing that's unfolding is capable of unfolding like this because my teachers are resources for me. I'd like to be a resource for this student. This student will become a resource for somebody else, and the process goes on. So those are some things I would say about, what does it mean for us to move from yoga teacher to yoga therapist? And I hope that's helpful for those of you who asked the question. Namaste.